I'm doing it all wrong. I've fallen in love with a sofa that's breaking my heart. It is so deep you could die in this sofa and be happy. So let me tell you what's right about this sofa and what's wrong about it, and maybe it'll help you when you're shopping. Sofas are all about the butt, just like jeans. Does it fit? Is it comfy? Buying a sofa should be easy. Is it cushy? Is it firm? Is it the right color? But this is a big commitment. This is the elephant in the room.
There is an elephant in the room. Look!
This dictates the style of your living room. It overwhelms if you're not careful. It's usually about 35% of the budget in there, so that's a lot, and it carries a lot of weight because it takes up a lot of room. So you want to get it right. I mean, if you think back to when you were 20 years old, it was like being a grown-up to buy your first sofa. It was adulthood. After we've graduated from the futons and the crappy Bob's Big Boy furniture, we want to move into choosing a sofa that's going to last. I have fallen in love with this sofa. I love it. I've been back to visit it at the store many times. The seat depth is to die for. 59 inches. That's 5 feet for you out there that don't like to do math. So that's pretty cushy. It also has a really lovely velvet fabric on the one I've been sitting on. The legs are elevated. It makes it feel as if the space is continuing under the sofa when you can see past it. When you have those sofas that have a skirt or a footed base, it stops your eye. It gives weight to that piece, and it kind of blocks the room. When you have an elevated leg, it gives it a little bit more airiness. It opens the spaces, and that suits me because this is going to go in a fairly open concept room. And it's got a single cushion across so that butts don't fall in the crack, crap doesn't fall below it. The single cushion is usually more expensive for a reason. On to the cons of this one. It's got a low back. For the room that it's going in, we're gonna have 16-foot ceilings. So that could work if I was going for like a low, calming Japanese vibe where all the furniture is down low and the ceiling's way up high, but I'm not. It doesn't have that interesting a back, which is a problem. Okay. It's hard to get out of, because it's not a sitting sofa. It's not somewhere someone's going to come over and have tea. It's too deep. I never thought I'd say that. And it's not the right size. And that cannot be fixed. Now that I've come to terms with what's wrong with this sofa for me, I can stop changing my floor plan, moving walls to fit it, and accept the fact that I might need to look elsewhere. And when I look, the first thing I want to think about is how I'm going to use the sofa. Who's going to use it? Measure your people. If your people are 6'4" and you get a tiny settee to have tea, they're going to be miserable watching Netflix. So you want to think about who's using it, how you use it. So first is the purpose. Second is the comfort. Is it comfortable? You got to sit on it. If it's not, every guest you have, more importantly you, will know that it's itchy, that it's lumpy, whatever it may be. You know the purpose, it's comfortable. The most important thing is, does it fit? First off, measure your doorways, measure your space, measure the ceiling height, the length, the width of the room that's going in there, and all the other furniture that you may already have. Once you do that, now you're ready to go shopping. Take those measurements with you so that you have them when you're looking at sofas. Rule out stuff. If it doesn't fit, move on. There's way too many choices out there to waste time trying to make the sofa you love fit. When you're looking at the dimensions, make sure that you measure the depth of the seat versus the depth of the sofa, because if it has a really fat back and fat arms, that's space that's wasted. And if you're in an apartment or a smaller room, that's real estate that you may not want to give up. You want to measure the height. Is it comfortable to sit on, get out of? Is it too low, too high? Measure the arms, the height of the arms, and the height of the back, because if it's going up near a window or if it's up against a console table behind it, you want to make sure the height works. When you think about the average sofa can go from 29 inches to my dream sofa that's 59 inches deep. There's a lot of choice out there, so you can find what you need. Now, if you find a sofa you fall in love with, like I have, Look at the collection. There may be pieces, especially if it's a sectional, where you can work the pieces in. Sectionals or modular pieces are great if you're in an apartment or if you like to change things around or if you can't fit stuff because they come in pieces. Next up is the style. Does it fit with what you're going for in your house? Now, if you're not familiar with styles, who cares? Pick what you like. Does it go with the other things in the room? You want to have some contrast. If you're doing a sofa that has a skirt, maybe you have some pieces that have open legs so that everything doesn't feel heavy and weighted around the room. Or if you have an elevated sofa, maybe you have a heavy coffee table that goes to the floor and anchors the room. So you want to mix up your furniture. I don't put a lot of value in getting the style appropriate. I get a lot of value in putting things together that make sense to each other, that speak to each other, and that you love. That's really the most important part of design is, are you going to be happy there? Do you like it? Is it comfy? Do you want to go there? Do you want to dive in this sofa? Then you know you've got the right one. When you're looking at style, a high back or a solid, no cushion back is going to be a little bit more formal, a little bit more settee, have tea. Got you in there, sucker. All right, this one. It's very firm back. Very stiff. Whereas a lot of pillows and cushions are going to move and have to be readjusted every freaking time the kids come over. Now, the single cushion is a dream if you can get one long cushion because there's no crevices for anyone to die in. However, it's more expensive. It's not always offered that way. The change you won't lose in your sofa is well worth it. As far as fabrics go to look for, it's lovely to have a natural fabric. They just don't wear as well. So you have to make that consideration. The lady gave me these. Aren't they lovely? Dogs, kids, sandy feet. Not gonna work. I love them though. But when I brought them home and I looked at them in the light of my house, I will see every mark, every scuff, every Cheeto on there. You have to consider that. So we're going with dark blue. When you're looking at those fabrics, take them home. All right, now as far as you want to check the lead time, that's how long it takes to get to you, and your budget. You can get a sofa from $400 on Overstock all the way up to $15,000, $30,000, $50,000. I think that was my biggest one for a custom sofa, unless you're crazy and you want to look for wood for a base, kiln dried. You want not rubber wood or woods we've never heard of. You want real wood like oak, beech. That way, the frame will last, and if you hate the fabric or the cushions get mushy, you can reupholster it. These days, though, if you pay $2,000 or $3,000 for a sofa, the cost to reupholster it is so dramatic that it's not worth it. You should just get a new one. And to find a good reupholsterer is really tough these days. Don't be like me. Don't fall in love with one that doesn't work, because it just sends you back to the same store, agonizing, sitting comfortably in the sofa that's just not going to make it to your house. We've spotted some more. There's lots of choices out there. Go see lots of places. Get familiar with the styles. Measure your space. Know what other pieces are going in there. And have fun. It's not a permanent investment. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Watch them 100 times. Share them with everyone you know. I got a YouTube monkey on my back.